There are few creations that can only be moved by the creator or the maker. I want you to imagine with me for a moment some kind of peculiar element that in the hands of one is as tungsten or is as a diamond that can scratch anything. But you cannot mold a diamond. You can't take it with your hands and bend it to your image. It would be impossible. The same with tungsten. If you have tungsten, it's an extremely hard metal, and if you try to mold it, it would just break. But imagine that same element in the hands of a different one, and it becomes as gold, pliable, or something like clay, which in the potter's hand is easily moldable to whatever that image is that the potter is shaping it to. This would truly be a peculiar element because there is no element like it. Either an element seems to be hard, but it is fragile, it cracks, or it is soft, which makes it pliable, but moldable to the image that the maker is making it. But this peculiar element would be an element that in one's hand is as hard and as dense as a rock, but in another's hand is as moldable as clay. If we want to please our Creator, then the only one who should be able to mold us in the whole wide world should be our Creator. We should be that peculiar people, that peculiar element that only can be moved by our Maker. Think, for example, Satan. No one can control Satan but the Maker. You can't control Satan. If you allow him into your life, he will control you. He will start to manipulate you and take over your body, your mouth. You will become just a body for his purpose. But if you reject Satan, if you cast him out, if you cling on to the words of Jesus, his teachings, if you cling on to the Lord and hold on to his power, Jesus will help you overcome. It's not by your own flesh you overcome the devil. It's not by your own personality that you can boss around Satan. You can't teach the devil a lesson. But if you stay close with Jesus, the devil fears Jesus Christ, even the name, then you will be able to overcome. So if Satan can only be controlled by the Maker, in the exact reverse order, or the exact opposite, the polar opposite, we should only be able to be moved by our Maker, not by the world, not by the devil, not by people. See, many people are moved by false doctrines. They're moved by people's opinions. They're moved by every wave of new teaching on the internet. And because they're so moldable by people, they can be held in the hands of the devil, and the devil can mold them to his image. But we need to be as hard as a rock because we're founded on the rock of Jesus Christ. And when the world tries to touch us, we need to be completely useless to their purpose. We can't be molded to the image of the world. It would be like putting that rock in the hands of the world, and they think, this is useless. I can't use it. I can't mold it to my image. But as soon as that same rock or element is in the hands of the Creator, we become as this moldable gold or this clay that can easily just be molded to however he wants us to be, that we may be useful for his purpose. That is why the Apostle Paul wrote in Romans chapter 12, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. If we want to be pleasing to our Creator, we have to be moldable by his hands, not by the world. Our spiritual act of worship is to be holy and moldable by our Creator. Our spiritual act of worship is to be renewed in our mind, allowing the Holy Spirit to change us to be exactly the sort of people He wants us to be. Our spiritual act of worship is not just singing songs, as the church does, giving false worship and false praise to God, pretending that we are a holy people, which in fact we're being molded to the image of church doctrines and earthly, worldly ideas. We should be separate from the world and only allow our Creator to be molding us. Who are you moved by? Are you moved by Satan and this world? Does everything shake you? Does every new doctrine throw you off? Or are you unshakable because you're on the foundation of Jesus Christ? And are you only moldable by Him? Are you in the hands of your Maker? May the grace of Jesus be with you.